Tonight, the founder of the Wagner PMC, Yevgeny Prigodzhin, published messages accusing the Russian Defense Ministry of hitting the positions of its fighters. After that, he said that 25,000 mercenaries go to investigate why there is lawlessness in the country. Overnight, Prigodzhin and the Wagner PMC reached Rostov and settled there. Their demand is to get Russian Defense Minister Shoigu and Chief of General Staff Gerasimov. How it all started after Russia struck the mercenary camp. Prigodzhin wrote that the authorities had sneakily deceived them and deprived them of the opportunity to defend their homes. We were ready to make concessions to the Ministry of Defense, to surrender our weapons, to find a solution to how we would continue to defend the country, but these scum did not calm down. Today, seeing that we are not broken, they launched missile strikes on our rear camps. A huge number of fighters, our comrades in arms, have been killed. We will decide how to respond to this atrocity. The next step is up to us, Prigodzhin wrote. Prigodzhin then decided to stop the country's military leadership. He stated that it neglects the lives of soldiers and has forgotten the word justice. Those who destroyed our guys today, those who destroyed many tens of thousands of lives of Russian soldiers, will be punished. The Wagner PMC and Prigodzhin had no problem entering Rostov. Prigodzhin asked the Russians, the police and the military not to resist the Wagner PMC. We will consider it a threat and destroy immediately, including any roadblocks that get in our way. Any aviation we see over our heads, he wrote. Indeed, there was no resistance. When the PMC entered the city, the Russian pilots refused to carry out the order from above to bomb Prigodzhin's fighters. It happened at 3:30 in the morning. Just now the chief of the general staff gave the command to raise the planes and open fire on the columns that are going among the peaceful cars, among the trucks. He doesn't care who they kill. They have been killing their civilians for a year and a half now, instead of fighting the enemy. I want to say thank you to the pilots who, as has just become known, refused to carry out criminal commands, Prigodzhin said. After we finish what we started, we will go back to the front to defend our homeland. The presidential power, the government, the interior ministry, the Rosgvardia and other structures will continue to work in the usual manner. We will deal with those who destroy Russian soldiers, and we will return to the front. Justice in the troops will be restored, and after that, justice for all of Russia. At 9 p.m. Shoigu escaped from Rostov. Is the Russian military thanking Prigodzhin? Prigodzhin's goal is to deal with those who destroy Russian soldiers, restore justice to the troops for all of Russia, and then return to the front. He himself does not call it a military coup. According to him, it is a march of justice. Prigodzhin also said that the PMC support the majority of the military. They thank the soldiers for the fact that finally, there will be justice in the army. He added that when crossing the border with Russia, the Defense Ministry units conscripts, who were sent to block the way of the PMC, parted ways and the border guards came out to meet us and hugged our fighters. He put 18-year-old boys against us. They are all our children and grandchildren. That's why these guys will live and go back to their mothers. Prigodzhin and PMC control all military facilities in Rostov, according to Prigodzhin. PMC Wagner currently controls all military facilities in Rostov, including the airfield and the headquarters of the military district. There is no official confirmation of this, but there is a lot of video footage, which shows the PMC soldiers walking freely around the city. Neither police nor military personnel prevent them. There is also a video on which Prigodzhin is talking to the head of the city's general staff, Vladimir Alexeyev, and Deputy Defense Minister Yevgeny Yevkurov. It was in this conversation. He said that the PMCs are going to go to Moscow. Wagner PMC also captured Voronezh. Some Belarusian and Ukrainian telegram channels wrote about it at 9 a.m. so far. Prigodzhin's official channel has not confirmed this information. If it is indeed true, they are 500 kilometers away from Moscow. Meanwhile, an anti-terrorist operation was introduced in the Voronezh and Moscow regions and the capital itself. Putin's spokesman Peskov said that the Russian president would soon make an address. Is Prigodzhin for Ukraine or against it? All Prigodzhin wants is Shoigu, Gerasimov and justice. When the PMC took over the military facilities in Rostov, the fighters did not interfere with the work of the staff that bombed Ukraine. Moreover, later they are going to return to the front. It seems that Prigodzhin is going to bring order to the armed forces, as he has already begun to reveal details of Russian losses in Rostov and to declassify what the Defense Ministry has tried so hard to hide. When we got here, we once again confirmed a lot of new things. A huge amount of territory was lost. Soldiers killed 3 to 4 times more than it is filed upstairs in the documents. It is filed 10 times less than it is said on TV. Sanitary losses are up to thousands of people per day. These are the killed, the missing, the wounded, and the so-called refuseniks, who refuse not because they got cold feet, but because they have no way out, no ammunition, no control. The chief of general staff fled from here as soon as he heard that we were approaching the building. In the meantime, the Kremlin said only that Putin is aware of the situation and the necessary measures are allegedly being taken. Also, the Russian Federal Security Service opened a criminal case against Prihodzhin because of the armed mutiny. Also, the Defense Ministry urged the Wagner PMC to show discretion and to surrender. According to the Russian ministry, Prihodzhin tricked fighters into this adventure.